I want to talk about something, man. Apologies for the lighting in this video. It's not, what it should be, but I left my stand at home. So forgive me. Second, before we get into the video, of course, you already know what it is, man. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button, and comment if you feel like you want to add into this topic that I'm about to dive right into. And, excuse me, so we're going to get right into it. Here's my opinion, man. I haven't spoke on this in a long time, but I'm just going to get right to it. Listen, man. I am so tired of seeing this back and forth. And it's not a negative back and forth, so I am happy for that. But just the whole back and forth between leasing a truck, owning a truck, and just the money that you can make doing both and in comparison and all that. Listen, man, I'm a company driver, 1099, however you want to call it. So, I really don't have a horse in this race. But here's my opinion, and here's why I look at it at. 4 years in the game, here's why I look at it at. Number one, who cares? Okay? If you're leasing a truck at a mega carrier, if you're leasing a truck through a third party, if you're leasing a truck directly through the dealership, whatever, who cares? If you're leasing a truck from another truck driver who's leasing it from another, who cares, man? As long as it works for you. Why do we keep playing this game of who got the bigger dick? Like, Jesus Christ. Who cares, man? Like, the reason why I never went back and leased a truck after I left Swift was because I never really felt like I needed to lease a truck to do what it is that I wanted to do for my family. Now, am I ever going to lease another truck or own another truck? I don't know, man. It's too early to tell. I got some other things that I'm focused on, trucking related and not trucking related, as far as income goes, that really my main concern is creating multiple streams of revenue versus upgrading my revenue or my main source of revenue, if that makes sense. So I'm trying to get it to the point. My end goal is to be able to be home and have enough residual income through multiple sources of income to where I don't have to work full time. That's my end goal. That's my, light at the end of the tunnel, is to be able to make full-time money working part-time hours through assets, investments, and just continuous residual income. Is that unrealistic? No, I don't think so, because I think if you put a plan down, anything is possible. It's just about being consistent, which is why my biggest thing for this year being 2020 is consistency, because nothing comes without it. Consistency, discipline, however you want to reword it and make it sound fancier than what it is, it just comes down to being consistent. That being said, as long as you are consistent, you can be successful as a lease driver. You can be successful as an owner-operator. You can be successful as a company driver. There's so many different ways to be. It's so much money in this trucking industry, man. And to just see people belittle others or just speak on this situation as if they're wrong or they're bad for doing it that way is really starting to make me sick. And another thing is all these people up on YouTube bragging about how much money they make. Nobody gives a fuck about how many trucks you have, how much money you're making, nobody cares, man. That is an insecurity problem that you have within yourself, that you have to have a certain level of validation from everyone around you because you're insecure about yourself and you're not confident in what you're doing. Who the fuck cares? Guess what? If you believe in yourself and the people in your circle, which is your significant other, your kids, whoever, if they believe in you, then it should not matter what the next man thinks. Period. I am so tired of getting on YouTube, which is why I created me a separate YouTube, which I don't even look at trucking shit. But every time I click back over to my trucking YouTube to get ready to upload a video or to just see what's going on in the climate, it's all the same shit. Oh, I lease a truck. Oh, I do this, I do that. And it's always just some type of back and forth. And it's like, it looks so stupid, man. I really wish that we could just take a moment. Like, one of the best things that happened while I was off YouTube was I had an opportunity to just be a subscriber, to just be a fan, to just be a viewer, and just watch and just like, man, like, these guys are really serious about going back and forth about things that don't really matter. We're arguing over who's, like, we're like, people are arguing over how they became successful, forgetting that all of us are successful. And you know what I'm saying? It's not like one person failed and the other person are successful. No, both are successful. Both are doing well in their specific fields in the truck industry. But because we got these I gotta be right about everything ass motherfuckers on YouTube. Now everybody has to compare everything, and everybody, it's getting really old, man. And I really don't want the rookies, the new people, to come in and fall into that, man. Just find your lane, pick your lane, and stay there. Take it from a guy who has been trying to find his lane and trying to be consistent, and it has been unsuccessful, and just the things that I've learned. Learn from my mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Go look at my old videos and how I was chasing after dollars and trying to be like everybody else, and see how that worked out for me. You know what I'm saying? I just really wish people would just stop promoting that type of content, because I just think that it's misleading, you know, because it makes people feel that to choose the opposite route of what this person is promoting is the wrong way, and I just don't think that that is true. I think that is misleading. I think that people get a little bit of taste of money that they have never had a taste of, and now they just think that they the best thing since sliced bread, when in reality, this person got sliced bread, that person got toast bread, this motherfucker over here got a little bit of jelly on his, he got some cheese on his bread. We all got our own different niches, we all got our own different lanes, man. Look, it's simple, people. Find what works for you. Come into trucking with a plan with what you want to do with your CDL. Then find out which lane is going to best suit your plan. If you're coming in trucking to make the most money you can possibly make, then go the route that'll make you the most possible money you can make. If you're coming into trucking to just get a $60,000 a year job and just, you know, do that, then do that. If you're trying to grow a fleet, then do the best way to grow your fleet. But what you don't want to do, and this is why I spoke on in a previous video, whatever plan that you have, keep it to yourself, man, and just go off of that. Because when you put your plan out there and you try to show people how you're executing your plan before the plan is even executed, you're gonna have so many naysayers. You're gonna have so many different people that's gonna come and try to convince you why your plan is the dumbest plan in the world and why you shouldn't do that. And you're gonna listen because you're a rookie and you don't know nothing else. So you thinking that they trying to drop some gems, when the reality is that they just found something that worked for them, but what works for them ain't gonna work for you. So you're gonna waste 2-3 years trying to perfect something that wasn't meant for you anyways, when if you'd have just did what you originally planned on doing, you would have been further than what you was than if you would have listened to them in the first place. That's all this shit is. That's all trucking is. People listening to people who have found situations that work for them, so now they're trying to implement somebody else's plan for them when they should have just stuck with their own plan, and now we just going around and around and around and around again. That's all that shit is, man. All you guys are watching are people putting their plans out, and now they're trying to tell you why you should follow their specific plan. I just think that's the craziest thing in the world to me, man. There's too many different ways to make money in this industry, man, and we're trying to put everything in a box. And I just think that is ignorance. Ignorance, man. Find your own way, stick with it. The hell with what anybody else got to say about how they make their money. Kudos, cool. You know what I'm saying? I chased a lot of money out here in trucking. You know, I was away from my family for months at a time. I was chasing big money just recently with this butane thing in the last year. Trying to make big money, chasing after what somebody else put in my head. Like, yo, you can do this, this, and this. When really all I wanted to do was make a decent amount of money and still see my family on a weekly basis, which is what I'm doing now. But, you know, chasing after that butane, man, it led me down the road. And that thing went so left and went so south. And it was just such a bad situation. Well, if I would have just did what I said I was going to do, which is find me a little local-ass port job until I can get back here with Great Wide, and did that way, I would have avoided a lot of headache. Now, you know, I had to go through it. I had to learn, and I had to fall on my face a couple times. So now I'm telling you, so you don't fall on your face, man. Find your lane. Find your plan. Sit down with your significant other, whether it's your baby mama, your girl that you plan on, you know, marrying, your wife, whatever, whoever, your boyfriend, whatever floats your boat. Sit down with them and come up with a 30-day plan, a 90-day plan, a 6-month plan, a year plan, and a 5-year plan, and just stick by that. Use that as a foundation to what it is that you want to do in trucking. Period. That's all you got to do, man. We be making this so much harder than what it has to be. God knows we do, man. Like, you know, not telling nobody where I was going to go and deciding with my wife how we wanted to do things led me to being here at a great opportunity, a great situation for me. I'm home 4 to 5 nights out the week. I make $1,500 to $1,700, sometimes $1,800 before taxes, the 1099, whatever. And oh yeah, you gotta pay your tax. Man, listen, I'm not getting into that with y'all. And like I said, I'm home Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday nights. It's daylight savings, so now I'm driving majority during the day. I ain't got to drive at night. My schedule fits my situation perfect. I'm home throughout the week enough to where if I want to put together a meal plan with its fruits and vegetables, or if I want to do juices, I can go back home to be able to juice, get replenish on water. I'm about to start getting home early enough to be able to go on walks with my wife, go to the Y, go to church, whatever it is I want to do. I have found almost, I should make this another video, but I have found a perfect trucking a gig for me. Shout out to Brian, shout out to Randy, shout out to all the beautiful ladies at Great Wide RJR Trucking. This is where I'm gonna be. This is it for me. I'm not looking for the home run hit. I'm not trying to chase after no other YouTubers money bracket and trying to level up and impress all these strangers on the internet that I'll never meet in real life. Like, I'm cool with that. I'm good where I'm at. I make good money. I'm home good enough. These people work with me. They cool with me. They watch my YouTube. They know everything that it is to know about me, and they still cool with me. I can't ask for much more than that, and that's cool. And some of y'all got those perfect situations right up under your nose, but because you're trying to be like such and such on YouTube, you're going to miss out on that situation, and it might not be there. I got real lucky to be able to come back to Great Wide after all the bullshit I put them through, getting fired and all that stuff, and I still was able to come back. That may not be a situation that you might not get that blessing if you keep out here running after big money or what somebody done told you. Like trucking is one of the only industries that I've ever seen where word of mouth is almost like factual information. You ever realize that? Like, in trucking, like, somebody can sell you something in a truck stop, or you can hear something off YouTube or anywhere in, you know, CDL school, whatever, word of mouth, and it almost becomes factual information. We won't do any type of research or anything. We will just take that and run with it, whether it's bad or good. And I think that is the craziest thing in the world, man. We got to do better with the information that we putting out here, and just how we are giving it to our subscribers, giving it to the people who are watching us, because despite what we may realize as YouTubers or just as veteran truck drivers, they are watching, man. Just like we was up here on YouTube when we first got in the game, at least most of us, not the old heads, but most of us when we first came into trucking and we was hanging off the words of all these YouTubers, it's the same thing, man. Now they hanging off our words. And all I'm just trying to say is we got to do a better representation of letting them know that you can get it any way you want to out here, man. You ain't got to do it the Trucker J way. You ain't got to do it the King D-Raj way. You ain't got to do it the Trucker Brown way. You ain't got to do it the Be Smooth way, the Party Hard way, the LaShawn way, the Wright Brother way, the who else, Jay Rich way. You ain't got to do it our ways. You can do it your way, man. There's plenty of different ways to do it. That's all I'm saying, man. I just had that on my heart. I just wanted to put that in the form of a video, man. As always, stay safe, stay positive, stay productive, man. God, family, trucking. I'll check y'all next video. Gone.